I don't think we've been over here at all.
Good to know.
It's weird that they have like all this right at the end.
Yeah, I was not expecting. I think I jokingly mentioned an escape room in the last one.
Yeah.
And then they actually gave us one.
Okay, we already did all these.
Yeah, we've been in here.
Those are the ones we just
Yeah, I think
did.
we've already been over this one.
About that. We already were here. Yep.
Yep. New spot. Okay.
Yep. Oh, this is where we got the very first book.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, wait.
We just didn't click any of the other ones?
Yeah, I guess so. Where was that one? Because this one kind of looks... Nope, I guess not.
Where where the hell do we go?
I have no idea. Anything more in here? No. Alright, did that. Already clicked there. Already looked at these. Right, all of these. Yep. Oh, man.
We're missing something. We're missing something, and it hurts my face. Because obviously there's one shelf we haven't clicked on yet.
Yeah. Just gotta brute force it.
It might be the way.
Okay, that was this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have this one.
Apparently we haven't been over here. Or we just haven't clicked on everything over here.
Yeah. Well, at first I was only clicking on ones that looked like it was like that book.
Okay.
Okay, I think that's all of these.
Yeah, that's all those.
Alright, so that's everything from this section.
I think we've definitely at least clicked on most of the stuff over here.
Oh, this is like the same ones we just looked at.
Is it?
Yeah. It's weird, like the way you like turn and stuff really like throws me off.
Yeah, it's a little bit disorientating.
These are just all jokes about how stupid 7 is.
All right. Where's Snake? Find the book. You already know what all these books are.
Alright, got those.
Find it.
Already did that.
You've already clicked all these ones.
Yep. They go up there. Yep. Did that. Did that.
Okay. All right. Come on now.
Okay, got all these. Was this? Yeah, we already did these.
Come on. Do it.
I mean, that's like everything. Is it not?
What else can we click on?
Whoops. Did we get these ones? No, we didn't.
Every time I hear that little
What?
beep boop noise, yeah, yeah.
Wow, that was random.
So we probably have to put
The books in here.
Yeah. But it must be in like a certain order.
Yeah.
I wonder if like they give off like a specific light or something when you put a book down.
Small enclosure with 9 sides. There are 3 of these things that look kind of like music stands. I mean, it doesn't like let me do anything, so I don't know.
I wonder. Gotta be something. Can you mess with the books? Like, can you only combine on them?
Oh.
Okay.
I don't remember ever using this function. The search function. Head. Okay.
All right.
SC5I.
Yeah. And
LILK.
kill.
All right.
Oh,
so it's probably gonna make a word.
Yeah. What's that say? Some rake 5.
Sheldrake 5.
Oh, okay, so then we take that book.
Yeah.
Let us take number 5.
That's like maybe we have to interact with the Yeah.
Sheldrake 5?
Yeah. That was it. You had to interact with it.
Yeah, I think it was somewhere around here.
Let's go.
We're always too overzealous for these games.
Okay.
Sheldrake.
Have you heard of him? Sheldrake, I mean.
Yeah, Lotus told me about him.
There's a British biochemist named Sheldrake. He has a rather interesting theory. Morphogenetic fields, which relies on the theory of morphic resonance.
Meaning someone from a
Really?
telepath
From
or
Lotus,
something.
Yeah.
Well, Clover also said something to me about that stuff.
She did?
Yeah, what was it?
The ability to access a morphogenetic field is affected by a couple of things. The
Prove
first
it.
is epiphany, and the other is danger.
Prove it.
That girl. I told her not to tell anyone.
What?
You did?
Well,
Excuse me?
Look, man, I didn't push it because we're in a hurry, but I'm kind of sick of this. How about you just tell me, okay?
Tell you what?
Don't give me that. About the experiment.
Ugh. Very well, fine. I'll tell you everything. But not here. Let's move to the top floor. I suppose I might as well start
In a
by
movie,
telling you why I kept quiet.
Snake would have been
and why I
murdered
made
before
sure
he got to
Clover
tell
did
us.
as well. To be honest, the explanation is quite
That's how it
simple.
always works. They're like,
Zero told
meet me
not to.
over at this place
I
at this
had
time.
no choice.
And you get there and they're already dead.
Yeah.
He didn't walk up and tell me, of course. He gave me a message engraved on a card.
That's a Braille card. It looks just like the one you showed us earlier. So you had 2 cards.
No, only one.
Huh? What do you mean? I thought that card just had some rules for the Nonary game on it.
Yes, it did. And those were the rules I read you. However, they were not the only thing on the card. There was something I didn't read. Well, perhaps I should say there was something I couldn't read.
And that was?
Tell no one of the events that took place 9 years ago. Tell, and I activate your sister's detonator. It's a
Uh-oh.
threat on our lives.
Oh,
Yep.
well, what about Clover? Did she get a message from Zero too?
I don't believe she did. But doesn't it strike you as strange that Zero would shut my mouth, but not hers?
Yeah.
To be on the safe side,
I do
however,
suppose so.
I told her it was best not to tell anyone. Still, apparently she told you. That girl.
What's wrong with her telling
Good
me?
old Clover.
I figured some stuff out with the things she told me. I mean, it looks like the whole activate her detonator thing was just a bluff. She's prancing around downstairs happy as a clam now that you're back.
That's very true.
Awesome. Boom.
I've decided I can trust you. I've decided to tell you the truth. The chance that Santa is Zero is very high. I feel I can assume Santa doesn't have the time to observe us at the moment.
But I feel like since they're telling us that means it's not going to be him.
And at any rate,
Yeah.
even if he were, I very much doubt he would kill us.
That's because it's June.
Clover told me about the four
And
leaves.
Probably.
Santa is her
About the
brother.
words. If he knew about that, then he was in my
Could
group
be.
during the first experiment. I'm sure of it. He wouldn't kill us.
No one can
matter
sway
what
me
the
on this.
situation was.
Not even the game.
Nope.
Hey,
Even if it's
Snake?
like,
Yes.
no,
I know.
Santa really is
You
Zero.
want
I'm
to
like,
know
nope.
What happened during the experiment?
yeah.
How much do you know?
Clover told me about.
I see. The morphogenetic field in the experiments 9 years prior. How the experiments had taken place simultaneously at 2 locations, one being the ship and the other being a building in Nevada. And the girl
What if
that
we're
died during
in the ship?
experiment. She told you all that,
What if-
did she?
What if that's what's going on?
At
I
any
mean, we are
rate,
on that ship.
I now know how much you've
I know, but
learned.
like, what if these
All
are
that
actually
remains for
happening
us to determine.
not simultaneously
Is who did this and why, right?
but
Yes.
at
Can
the
you
same
tell me what
time?
happened?
Maybe.
Yes. The people who organized
Could
the
be.
initial experiment were from a company called Cradle Pharmaceuticals. There were 4 of them running the show.
Yes.
Kentaro Hongo, Nagisa
Yes, Ace,
Nijisaki,
we know.
Teruaki Kubota, Kagechika Musashido. Hongo was the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals.
Wow.
Nijisaki was his right-hand man.
Yeah, that was
and did the
that's
lion's share of the
Mr.
planning.
X. I can tell by his
Kubota
hair.
led the company's research and development.
That was 9.
Oh, yeah.
The other 9,
Musashido
anyways.
was their majority stockholder.
So it's just this guy we don't really know.
Yeah.
It was these 4 people who planned the initial experiment.
One of them
Let
could
me
have been the
simplify it
captain.
for you. Hongo designed
Oh,
it,
yeah.
and Nijisaki put it all together.
Maybe
Kubota
maybe the big
developed
guy was
technology
captain.
required, and Musashido provided the cash.
And then obviously dude in the back is
Huh,
Ace,
so it's
but like younger.
Hongo,
Yeah.
Nijisaki, Kubota, Musashido.
Of course, more than 4 people were required to conduct an experiment of this scale. To that end, they organized a top-secret team to assist them with their research. All in
Okay.
all, they gathered 10 people or so. Those 10 completed their team, and they were able to begin the project. They named it the Nonary Project. The purpose of the experiment was to research the prospect of controlling a human mind through sheer will. The vessel,
What?
I suppose you could say, for this control
Why?
was the morphogenetic field.
And how?
Huh.
Why did the glycerin suddenly begin to crystallize?
Maybe by like
Why did the crystal structure of EDT
putting them in danger.
undergo
Well, they
a
said they
sudden
needed like the
change?
danger and the epiphany.
Why
So they
did
need
the
people to
rats
have
improve
epiphany
their
as well being in
puzzle-solving skills
danger.
with each generation?
But it's like, are they
Experiments with
when he
humans
says
produced the
control them
same
through sheer
results.
will? Does that mean
The
like
more people who knew the
that
answer to a question,
the
more
4
there were
people
who could answer correctly without
were
having
trying
seen
to
the
get
problem
them
before?
to a certain place just by
Why is that?
playing the
How could it happen?
making them play the game a certain way? Or like that's what confused me by sheer will.
The
Mhm.
answer is that the shape of the
Yeah, I don't
answer
know.
has been stored in a field invisible to the naked eye. And through that field, the resonant event transmits information related to that answer. That's essentially the idea behind morphogenetic
What if
fields.
But that's just a theory.
technically
yourself to believe
we're
it.
all the same people from the first one?
Yeah.
Let's say someone
Maybe.
killed
And-
another person
and
because
it's-
the devil told them to do it.
And we're transmitting information
Whether the devil exists or not has
like
no relevance.
like what
to
if
the
like
murder.
this is the actual first one, but we
They believe
transmitted
the
it
devil
back to the
exists. Whether or not he does is
back to the
immaterial.
future.
Maybe.
So what matters here is that.
And so
Homo
Zero
believed in
just
the
beat them all to
morphogenetic
the
field.
punch, but we all
That's
remember
right.
it.
But I still don't get it.
Timelines.
You said they wanted to figure out how to.
And also
control
June
people,
is Zero.
right? That is what you were saying.
Yes.
So how are they going to do that with a morphogenetic field?
I'll keep it simple. Let's suppose 10,000 people have solved a certain problem. The chance of
Okay.
you knowing that answer, even if no one has told you, will go up. Let's have another example, shall we? Say 1 million people were to do a handstand right now. Tomorrow, the chances of you doing a handstand would be higher, even if you had heard nothing of this hypothetical
Nah, I doubt
mass
that.
handstand.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't really see
Mankind's thought process
How
and
that-
actions are all part of a resonant event. All of the
I
resonant
I guess just
guarantee
because of
you-
this morphogenetic field, not
projected
like
onto you.
reality.
Of course, this assumes you believe in this
I can
theory.
guarantee
Do
you,
you follow so
I've
far?
never done a handstand or would think to do a
Now,
handstand.
if there was a person who had the same effect as those millions of people, what would happen?
I went through a phase where I was like trying really
If
hard to
that
learn how
one
to do one
person
when I
were
was
to
a
do
kid.
handstand,
Yeah.
other people
Never
would
got
find
there.
themselves wanting to do handstands as well. Can you imagine what a person with powers like that would be able to do?
Come on, there's no way.
I'm not done. Imagine another scenario. Imagine another person.
Okay, I'm doing it.
This is an ordinary person. Let's say he does a handstand.
Got it.
What if there was someone who could grab the resonant event he created by doing that and use it to make other people do handstands? What would happen then? A person who has the power to write to the field, and someone who can read from the same. You could think of them as the writer and the reader, or the transmitter and the receiver.
Are you
What would the
saying
world be like
some
if there were
because
people with abilities like
because
So
Ace
the transmitter's resonant
created the
event
Nonary
can be
Games,
transmitted through
it
the field
transmitted
and
the
sent to the
energy
receiver.
into someone else to do the exact
And then
same
the
thing,
transmitter can control the receiver however they
aka
wish.
just copycat it.
That's what you're saying,
Maybe.
right?
Yes, close enough.
Come on, that's just crazy.
I feel like it's getting like meta. Like it's referring to us, the player, playing multiple times and getting new
Well,
information.
if you want to prove that,
Yeah.
then you'll have to test it first.
And like it's willing us to keep playing to
At
get like the
least,
true
That
ending.
was how they thought.
And because it keeps telling
That was
us
why they
the
decided
same
to make their
information
experiment.
over and over again, we are just getting
Was how
lost.
the Nonary project began. By the way, Junpei, have you ever heard of the Gansfeld experiment?
No, I.
Let's just look at that fucking book.
You know,
Place a pair of subjects in separate rooms.
We've got
Then
like
you
an
show
hour.
one a picture and ask the other what they see. In theory, it is supposed to test for the existence of telepathy.
Oh, so why did you bring up the Gansfeld experiment?
It was used to screen subjects for the Nonary project.
Okay.
The hospital in a remote town was affiliated
Man,
with
to
Cradle
think, all we had to
Pharmaceuticals.
do was grab that book and then we went off with
Pongo
Snake for like
used
10
it
whole
to conduct
minutes.
experiments on visiting children in secret. Some of them, he found, had potential. He began to gather children that showed promise.
At this rate,
Children that seemed as
they're
though they might
already-
be able
they're
to
already
access
outside.
The field. Of course,
yeah.
none of them volunteered. They were kidnapped. There were 9 pairs of siblings taken, for 18 children total.
Oh, all siblings.
For reasons that were not fully understood at the time, each pair had one transmitter and one receiver. They were split perfectly. As
Okay.
such, the 18 children were split into 2 groups of 9.
Alright.
The children who were put into Group Q were the ones who excelled at transmitting. They were transferred to the mock experiment building known as Building Q in the Nevada desert. The children who excelled at receiving were put in Group A. Group
Okay.
A was then placed on the former hospital ship Gigantic. From the experiments he had conducted so far, Hongo had learned the following. There are two things that can increase one's resonance with the fields. The first is epiphany. The other is danger. Have you ever been faced with an especially difficult problem and thought about it very long and very hard until finally an answer suddenly appeared in your mind?
Is that
It
how
may seem obvious to say so, but that is
Snake
what is meant by epiphany.
survived 6 gunshot wounds to the chest?
The information obtained
Maybe.
through that epiphany can be easily transmitted through the fields, where it can be
Because of
easily
danger.
Yeah. It's that adrenaline.
Adding danger to that equation allows for even easier.
That's the third part of the equation. Adrenaline.
That's where Hongo came in. They set up a number of puzzles across the Gigantic. The participants had to solve each
I like that
one
they're like
before they could move to the next room.
stopping you from seeing faces,
Of
Yeah.
course,
even though
hadn't
at least
forgotten
3 of these
the
people we
danger.
would have had to have seen and like figured it out.
he had detonated
to get
a
this
bomb on
ending.
the hull of the
Yeah.
Gigantic. The children in Group A were forced to play the Nonary game as the ship sunk. By forcing the children into a life or death situation, Hongo hoped to increase the likelihood of their tapping into the fields. The children from Group Q, on the other hand, were confined to the mock experiment building, Building Q. Building Q duplicated the interior and puzzles of the Gigantic exactly. Every detail was exactly the same. Hongo
Okay.
explained the situation to the children in Group Q. Solve the puzzles you find throughout the rooms. When you have the answers, transmit that information
God,
to
who
the
would've
children
thought?
in Group A.
Who would have
If
thought?
you
All we would
succeed,
have had,
they
all
will
we
be
need to
able
do
to
right now
solve
is
the
grab a
puzzles
book.
and escape.
All,
But if you
all we
fail,
need to do right
then
now
the Gigantic
is
will
grab a
sink,
book.
and your brothers and those were
And it's
his
been like
orders.
20 minutes.
Do you know why the astronauts of Apollo 13
At least
were
it feels
able
like
to
it's been
return to
20
Earth
minutes.
safely?
Yeah.
It was because NASA had access to a replica of the Apollo 13 capsule. All of the equipment, the instruments, everything. All of it identical. Everything was just like the real Apollo 13.
You should have just
NASA
put this
was able
lore
to
down throughout
replicate
the
the
story.
situation the astronauts
I
found
know.
themselves in. By putting themselves in the same situation, they attempted to solve the problems the astronauts were dealing with. Once they found solutions, they reported their findings to the men aboard the actual capsule. That was how they were able to return safely. It was the same with the Gigantic in Building Q. The children from Group Q had to use the power of epiphany to solve the
So I wonder
puzzles
if
they
there's
found
another group of 9 somewhere.
and transmit what they learned
3 groups
through
of
the
9?
fields.
No, I mean like because this is like about the past experiment. So are we just one group of 9 doing
Children
the
in
puzzle
Group
right
A,
now?
however,
Or do you think that
they had to access the
Zero
fields to
has
learn how
created
they might advance
an
to the
additional
next
group?
stage.
Like that's what I mean, yeah.
That
Okay.
is the simplest explanation
Maybe.
I can manage.
Because that's how it was back then. So you know, you'd think
Let's
it would
ask-
be right now.
Let's ask
Hey,
June.
Junpei, Snake, how much longer are you two gonna sit around on those bony asses?
Thank you,
Get down here
7.
already.
He's right. Let's go, shall we?
He's
We
like,
don't
he's
have
right.
much
We've been
time.
here for 3
We need to
hours.
get out of here
The boat's
ASAP.
already sinking.
Hold it. There's one more thing I want to ask you.
Hmm?
Are you sure that there were 18 kids?
Why?
Well, I thought it was only 16.
Oh, yes.
That wouldn't equal
That
out to
was
9,
what they
my
said on
guy.
the news, wasn't it? Yes, I have no doubt that 18 children were abducted and used in Hongo's experiment. After all, you couldn't exactly play a Nonary game with any less, could you?
How
Well,
old's Snake
yeah,
supposed to be
Yeah,
Are
I
you
don't
saying
know.
that the news got it wrong?
if him and Clover got abducted?
Yes, I am. There were 2 more children.
9. How old's Clover
However, they had no
if they were
relatives that
abducted
I'm
9
aware
years
of.
ago?
I imagine no one filed a police report when they went missing.
Gotta be kind of old. But they said back then that they were children.
They were brother and sister.
Because like in the
like
first
Clover
Nonary
and
games,
I.
they were all supposed to be kids.
The brother's name
Yeah.
was Aoi. The sister's name was... Her name was... Her
Connie.
name was Akane.
Is that is Kane a nickname for Akane?
That was the girl who...
Maybe.
Kane Kurashiki died 9 years ago? Then
Ooh.
who is June? No. That's impossible.
June is 0.
Can't be true.
June is 0.
Kane isn't that uncommon of a name. If Snake had known her last name, that's a different matter entirely. So they share a name. A lot of other people do too. It doesn't mean anything. It was someone else. Of course it was. It has to be.
Maybe that Akane back then didn't really die.
Yeah.
They just like faked their death.
Is something wrong, Junpei? Your breathing sounds
But then you think
strange.
Snake would recognize her.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, it's nothing. I'm fine.
Or
I mean,
A,
he is
since
blind,
had,
but
or A, since he had
Let's
abducted
get back
them.
down there, all right?
yeah.
I couldn't do it.
Or Clover.
Why didn't I ask?
Yeah.
What's her last name? I just couldn't get the words to come out.
Alright.
All right, let's go grab that fucking book.
What was it, 5?
Yeah. So that we can get about another 20 minutes of lore dump. Oh.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it. Yeah.
What is this?
13, 14, 10, 13.
Um. Thirteen, 14, 10, 13. So it's got to be like that.
You talk about keyboard only has letters. There's numbers at the top, you dingus.
Convert the numbers to letters. So is it using like that hexadecimal thing again?
Maybe.
Ah, man,
Unless
like,
unless it's being like real chill and just like, yo, just 13's D.
So what were the numbers?
13, 14, 10, and 13. So it's dead.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's go. Come on.
Let's do it.
Oh, finally. Now we can get the true ending finally.
All right.
Yeah.
See you next.
Oh, the door!
Did that just close on its own?
Don't tell me we can't go back.
Find a way out.
I don't know. Let's see.
Man, at this rate, this ending's gonna get 3 episodes.
It looks
I
like it
know,
locks
for real.
automatically.
We're coming on an hour.
Is there any other way out?
Well, there's another door over
One
on the
whole
right.
episode is
There's
just
a
gonna
card
be
reader next
the
to it.
lore dump of Snake.
It's got a
Probably.
red light on it, though, so I'm pretty sure it's locked, too.
But there is a card reader, right?
Yeah.
Then perhaps if we find a key card, we could open the door and leave?
Well, yeah,
Generally.
that might work, but
Hey! Wait a minute. Are you saying we're gonna have to search through this room for one little card?
Oh, man.
That is correct.
looks that way.
No way!
For real?
All you gotta do is split up.
Well, we
Everyone
can sit
take a
down and wait
section.
to die, if that's what you prefer. I rather doubt that, however, so it would be wise to start looking. We haven't much time. Let's find that key card. Oh, and the Neptune key as well. We won't be
You
able
already
to
got
get
the
through
Nep-
the
oh,
hallway
wait.
without it.
We got the Uranus key. The Uranus.
All right then. Let's
Man, we got another one.
Wow.
Jeez.
I was just fucking around. I said find a way out.
All right, man. I think we might need to split this up.
Yeah.
Continue this.
I think that's
on the next one.
yeah. For sure.
All right. Well, we will see you guys then.
Bye.
Bye.